going to continue our study on applications of the law of sines. Let's say we are given an S case like this. By S, I mean you're given an angle, a side, and a side. Okay, one of the angles, A, capital A, is 75 degrees. One of the sides is little a, 51 units, and the other side is little b, 71 units. Okay, let us utilize the law of sines to attempt to solve this triangle. Okay, the law of sines tells us that we have little a over sine of capital A is equal to little b over sine of capital B, which is equal to little c over sine of capital C. Then we can fill out the parameters that we have. So this gives us 51 divided by sine of 75 degrees. That's equal to 71 divided by some sine of b, which is equal to some little c divided by sine of c. Okay? So since we know two parameters here, one parameter here, and there's an unknown there, we're going to ignore this double unknown system because there's nothing we can do algebraically to solve for the unknown. What we'll do is we'll focus our attentions to these two equations right here. Bring the calculation over here. I have 51 over sine of 75 is equal to 71 divided by sine of b. And I want to solve for sine of b. So I'll multiply both sides by sine of b. So I will get 51 sine of b over sine of 75 is equal to 71. Then I multiply both sides by the reciprocal over here by sine of 75 over 51. That implies that I get sine of capital B is equal to 71 sine of 75 all over 51 is equal to sine of B. Alright? Now, before we take the sine inverse of both sides, let's just calculate this in the calculator. What is all of this stuff? Notice that implies that the sine of B is equal to approximately, when we plug it into the calculator, it is approximately 1.34, okay? Even before we take the sine inverse of both sides, notice that this is implying that sine of some angle B is outputting a value greater than the range of sine. The range of sine is between -1 and +1, and this exceeds that range. So even if you were to take the sine inverse of 1.34, your computer algebra system will output the value undefined, or it will say error, because that exceeds the range of the sine inverse, and actually exceeds the range of the sine function. So it doesn't have a sine inverse at that value. It's not defined. So this would form something that is not a triangle. This situation will form something that's not a triangle, okay? One of the legs is not long enough to enclose the triangle, as you see here, okay? So this is a no solution case. So over here we write no solution, okay? This triangle cannot be solved. So if you ever find yourself algebraically solving for a sine of B or a sine of A or a sine of C, and the other side of the equation is greater than 1, then you know that there's no solution.